Hello, my name is Andy Burns and I am a content creator on YouTube, and as part of the Finding Your Future campaign I am partnering with DNF Foundation as well as NSEF to basically talk about what I do for a living and try to share some tips and advice, some motivational tips and advice, telling you on how you can stay the course on your pathway to employment. So to start off, content creation in essence is basically making content, and for me I make my content on YouTube. I run a YouTube channel called IndieAndy where I talk about being autistic from my own experiences as an autistic person. So every single week I talk about a different autism topic or talk about a personal thing that I've got in my head that I just wanted to talk about, and basically create an open and honest conversation with those on the spectrum. But as well as that, trying to talk to family members who might have autistic kids, professionals and things, to just have an open and honest conversation, like I say. And being a content creator primarily is about putting videos out onto YouTube as well as promoting said video on other social media platforms, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those sorts of things. But the other sides of content creation include, making the thumbnails, making the artwork that you see on YouTube, those pictures when you search for a video, say cereal, you're looking for cereal and you see those pictures. I make those, as well as editing my own videos, and as well as that I do all of the background admin that goes into publishing videos. So I do search engine optimization, which is SEO. So if someone types in a term such as cereal and you make cereal content, if you do SEO, use tags on YouTube, write a good description that has keywords and things, you might be able to get your video in the top ranking of search results. As well as just publishing videos and promoting those videos, I also try to contact brands as well as working with the brands that I'm already affiliated with to maybe do a video for them, such as promote a product of theirs, or try to help them with a campaign or a project that they're wanting to push out in to the online space. But also collaborating with other creators who do the same thing as you as well comes into content creation. But really the best thing about content creation is the freedom of it, just being able to create whatever you want, to put yourself out there in whatever medium you are creating content in. It's the nice thing about content creation, I feel, because it just gives you so many opportunities to be creative in your own way. The other thing about being a content creator that I really like is that I talk to an audience every single week with my YouTube videos where I talk about being autistic and stuff. Other people also have those experiences or want to learn about that experience. So being able to talk to people who are following your work, it's really lovely, especially in my line of work where I talk about being autistic, because it is such a personal thing to a lot of different people in different ways, and just the effect that you can have as someone who is making content is unbelievable. And it's so rewarding as well when people enjoy what you do and are just really humble and nice about it. It's something it's overwhelming sometimes, I have to be honest, but it's quite a nice part of being a content creator, I have to say. It's a lovely part of it, especially when you're doing content like myself where it's helping people, I would say. But some of the harder things about being a content creator is that it can be quite lonely sometimes. I must admit it's a lot of work as well, because I'm doing everything. So I'm filming my own videos, editing my own videos, promoting my own videos. I don't have a team of people who are editing my videos 24/7, making the videos, publishing the videos. It's all me. It's all one person as a solo project. So that's kind of a hard thing about it, because you're relying on yourself and having that motivation to do the thing that you want to do and try to achieve whatever you want to achieve. It is hard at times in that sense. And also the other thing about being a content creator is that you do open yourself up to criticism online, which I don't really experience that often anymore, but when you're starting out and your video isn't looking the way that you want it to, or I don't know, you've just had a negative reaction from people, it can be emotionally quite draining to being able to look past that and keep moving forward. Which actually, talking about keeping yourself going and moving forward, I think the thing to remember with being a content creator is that it's important to stay focused and remember what your purpose is or what you're setting out to achieve. Because there's been plenty of times where I've lost sight of what I've wanted or why I was doing it. That it's important to try and remember why you're doing it. And for me, I do YouTube because firstly I enjoy it. Enjoyment, I think, is the best thing to have, because it makes the work that you're doing not seem like work. It just seems like something fun. The other thing I try to remember is that there will be people who don't like whatever I put out there, regardless of how good it is. But it's not focusing on the people who don't think my content is good, but it's focusing on the people that do like my content, or pushing myself to just reach to new people, really. It's trying to just think positively and just remembering why I'm doing it, who I'm doing it for, and why I'm also doing it as well. But you might be saying to yourself, Andy, how did you get into being a content creator? Weirdly, my fiance, she introduced me to the world of YouTubers. It just seemed really cool, really awesome. People just vlogging out about in the wilderness, just talking about their lives. I thought it seemed great, so I thought I'd do it myself. It looked easy. It's not easy in any sense, but that's how I got started on YouTube. I saw someone else doing it and I thought, that looks cool, I'm gonna do it myself. And really, in terms of training, there's no real training for being a content creator. A lot of the skills that I've had to learn over the past 4 years of being a content creator are self-taught. So the editing, taught myself. I just looked up videos online, and pretty much that's how I learned how to edit. To be honest, there's no real formal training. Of course, you can do courses and placements and things, but I think the best training is getting out there and start creating. The more time that you think, oh, this is not good enough to post, or trying to tinker with it to make it the best thing, 100% perfect, the less time that you have to actually make more videos and, put out more blogs. It's all about really just getting out there, start creating, and also trying to learn from other people. I think that's the best kind of training, really, just getting out there, being practical, and also talking to other creators as well, because I've learned so much from other people who not necessarily do the same thing that I do, talk about being autistic, though that is helpful. It's important as well to try and absorb as much information as you can from other sources. So from people who make YouTube videos or talk about YouTube, how analytically YouTube works. But in terms of hours at the minute, I'm probably doing about 20 to 30 hours on being a content creator on top of my accounts assistant role. It is a great opportunity to make lasting friendships, especially with people who just get what you're saying and have the same mindset in mind, have the same mission, to spread autism awareness in my case, or try to promote autism acceptance, to really help autistic people and to talk about autism in a healthy, digestible way. But yes, being a content creator has really helped me make friends, and also has helped me in terms of growing the channel, like my YouTube channel, and hooking me up with different opportunities and things. And it's a really healthy community of autistic creators that I surround myself with, and it's just nice being able to have people that you work with who do the same thing as you, but we're also really friendly with each other and try to help each other. I think that's kind of the best mindset to have, especially if you're going into the workplace, is have a group of people who have the same goal and have the same mission, and just trying to get along. Even if you don't necessarily agree with viewpoints and things, it's always important to try and see past those differences to ensure that the mission that you have is achieved. But you might be thinking, what was your first job? I can certainly tell you it wasn't content creation. Content creation wasn't even on the horizon when I got my first job back in 2015. Basically, I was a crew member for a fast food franchise, but it took a long time to even get to that point because I left education in 2014. I basically went from course to course at college after leaving high school in 2008. So I went through various amount of courses, had a portfolio full, bursting at the seams with qualifications, and I thought that would get me through. However, when it comes to employment, they really like you to have work experience. And for me, my first job, it was really eventful, I have to say. I did learn a lot from that about being resilient, about keeping going when you just want to give up. I think it really taught me a lot of lessons, quite a lot of lessons that I didn't necessarily feel I was ready for, but it was what I needed, especially at that time as well. But yeah, I was a crew member. Then after that, I had a long spell of unemployment, unfortunately, but then I got into an apprenticeship. This was a year or so after I got into business administration. I got an apprenticeship with a local authority, and I was there for 18 months. I got Apprentice of the Year, and I am now at the position where I am today, where I'm an accounts assistant, and I'm quite happy, you know? I think one of the main things that really comes with being employed or trying to seek work is that you just have to be tenacious, you know? You just have to keep going no matter what people say, you know? You just have to keep pushing for that thing that you really want to do. Some advice if you want to come into the world of content creation. I think the first thing to remember is that it's a lot of work. It might not seem like it at the beginning. I definitely felt like it wasn't going to be a lot of work, but if it's something that you're truly wanting, you know, I think it's about just expecting to do a lot of work and just ensure that you learn as well along the way. Learn, you know, what you need to do to be the best at what you do. But also another thing as well, especially if you're going into content creation via video, or actually in any medium actually, I think it's just about finding your personality, you know, what makes you especially unique, because that is what people are drawn to. You know, people aren't looking necessarily for people who do really silly things. You know, people aren't looking for people who just put up videos of cats, you know. A lot of people really are looking for personality. You know, maybe it's the way someone delivers something on camera, or the way that they talk, or, you know, the way they deliver a joke, or the way they eloquently, you know, talk in a discussion format. You know, it's about presenting your personality in the best way that you can. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and if you aspire to be a content creator, you know, just do what makes you happy, you know, go for it. I believe in you, and I hope you believe in yourself as well. Just make sure you learn what you need to learn and put those learned skills into practice, because if I can sit here and waffle on into a camera and put myself on the internet, then anyone can. I mean, I look like a baked potato. I say this quite often. I don't think anyone's really thinking that I look like a baked potato, but heck, I look like a baked potato. I feel like a baked potato half the time. But if I can do it, then heck, you can do it as well.